So my name is Pablo F. Alcantarilla. I'm the CTO of a company named SLAMcore that commercializes software for localization and mapping for robots. My background, I'm from Madrid, Spain. I studied electrical engineering and also did my PhD in the University of Alcalá in Madrid, Spain. And after that, I've been working in academia and in industry across many different countries. I lived in Spain, Japan, France, US, now in the UK. In addition, as a CTO, I work in the long-term strategy of the company, and also I work with the team and with multiple customers around the world to develop different robotic solutions, from drones, robot vacuum cleaners, last mile delivery, and also telepresence robots, so far and so on. My role at the company has been, in these 4 years, it's been very busy years, but basically helping to build the technology that we commercialize these days. Also growing the team. We have an amazing team of researchers, scientists, engineers, and people in general that I'm very proud of. And now I can explain a bit more about the technology that we are working on. So SLAM stands for simultaneous localization and mapping, and this is SLAM is like a fundamental technique in robotics in general, because robots, they need to know where they are in the world, they need to know a map of that world, and also they need to know what objects are surrounding that robot. So what we do basically is we use prototypes like this robot. So primarily we use information from cameras and inertial sensors. So the way SLAM works is to estimate the position of the robot in the wall. The robot gets sensor information about the wall, and then we track visual features in the environment. So we use these visual features to compute the position of the robot in the wall, and simultaneously we build a map, 3D map of the environment. And for example, in that way we can tell the robot, go to the kitchen, open the fridge, grab a beer, and bring it back to the living room. And then we also work on perception, meaning that robots also, they need to understand the type of objects that are in the environment and how to interact with them. So we use deep learning techniques to add semantics into the map, and in that way the robot knows if a particular object corresponds to a table or a door or a chair, or if there is people surrounding the robot and the robot needs to avoid the people. Back when I was studying in Spain, Ingeniería de Telecomunicaciones, which is a bit like electrical engineering and computer science, I was already fascinated by robotics and artificial intelligence in general, and about how robotics and artificial intelligence can help to improve the quality of life of people in general. So I was fascinated about that, and then when I started my PhD thesis, my advisor proposed me to do a thesis to help visually impaired people. So the goal of my thesis was to use SLAM, visual simultaneous localization and mapping techniques to assist visually impaired users during navigation. So to help them to go from one point of the city to another one, and also avoiding obstacles or potential dangers that they may face in their daily lives. And basically, since then, I've been working on very, very similar techniques, both in academia and industry, because my focus is like how we can use robotics and AI to improve our quality of life. So I think we are at the beginning of the robotics and artificial intelligence revolution these days. We have a very limited number of robots in our houses. We have mopping robots, we have vacuum cleaning robots, but we don't have yet autonomous cars, we don't have yet drones for doing last mile delivery, and so forth and so on. So there are still tons of new robots that are going to be part of our daily lives in the next 10, 20 years. So what I always tell students is like, if you have interest studying robotics, AI, there are going to be lots of work opportunities in the next 50 years because this vision of yeah, robots as part of our daily lives and autonomous systems, there is still lots of work to do to make it, to move it from a vision to reality. So I still think that I'm gonna be working in the same kind of things. Yeah, hopefully trying to help to grow the robotics community around the world.